Well, hello and welcome to Fit with Stairs. I'm actually sitting on my backyard, and there's going to be a little bit of noise that I will not cut out. It's just a backyard. I've got neighbor back door here. The engine is running. He'll be going out. Some cars might be passing. Some birds might be chirping. Anything could be happening when you're sitting on the backyard. Anyway, I wanted to share my results after I went to the doctor, right? So my channel again is Fit with Stairs. I have been doing the workout on my stairs at home, and I've seen abundant positive feedback from my body. And then the next thing to this is that I have also, gone to the doctor for the purpose of seeing or recording basically what I am now and what will be 3 months from now. Okay, so that's why I went to the doctor. And honestly, during my workouts, I run around here. Sometimes I come outside and do push-ups, and I did a push-up on one of the cars, and so I had a pain which I thought was associated with heart attack. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to see the doctor. And they did my checkup, and I'll share that results. But before I get to share the results, I'll actually share all the good things. Okay, and those results are good so as well. So I want to share all the good results from me doing the workout that I've been doing. And before we go too far, first of all, I'd like to take this opportunity. I'd like to thank God for keeping me alive till now, to give me this opportunity to do what I'm doing right now, and also to have answered my prayers and led me to do Fit with Stairs. So, what does that mean? Every day I pray multiple times. I ask God to give me health and to give me a good ending, to protect my family, etc., etc. So when you ask God for something, like if you ask for money, you just don't wake up and find it in your room, right? He's going to give you an opportunity. He's going to lead somebody that's going to, come into your life that might be charitable enough and give you the money if they feel like you need it, whatever it is. But he's going to bring around reasons for you to receive that money. There needs to be a channel for you to get it. So sometimes we are not smart enough to think that God has done anything for us. Okay. So I noticed that, why I've lived in this house for 4 years and suddenly I decide that I want to start running up and down the stairs. So this was an answer to me asking for health. And hidden in this was for me to go and take the test. And when I took the test, I found results that were shocking. So I'm going to share those results with you. And ultimately, I look at it as a good thing for me. But first, I'm going to share all the good things. So to start with, after I started running, actually, just a couple of days when I tried to do this video, I was sweating. So I just cleaned up and I took one shirt and put it on. My wife bought me this shirt 2 years ago. I could never put it on. Every time I put it on, it was so tight and I would take it out. But when I put it on this time, it just fit me perfectly. So even though I was complaining that I'm not losing weight, etc. But this means that the weight was moving around. Second thing that told me that the weight is moving around is that I have trousers, right, and jeans and denims, whatever you want to call them. So now sometimes I catch myself not wearing a belt when I'm trying to go out to work, and then I see those coming down. So I know that my waistline is going down. I also know my waistline is going down because I came with thermals that I got from, I think, St. Louis, Missouri, or somewhere. It was very cold when we went, so I bought thermals from either Walmart or Academy. I don't remember where. I think they're called Dickies, so they must be from Academy. Anyway, so I got those, and then now they're so loose that when I wear pants on them, it just feels awkward. Thermals need to be tight before you put anything on them. So that's another thing that tell me that I lost weight. Now when I run up the stairs, I don't feel anything, but when I run down the stairs, I feel the jiggles a little bit. So I know I've lost weight. Also, I was walking. When I got to pray, I was wearing a tracksuit. And when you walk, sometimes you move your arms, and if you are like me and you have these love handles, Michelin, donut, you feel it, right? I don't feel it anymore. So even though looking at the mirror, I see it, but it's not there. A couple of days ago, I got up, I was changing, and we have these long mirrors in our bedroom. And I saw something. I looked at my legs and I was like, what's that? The calf muscles were huge. And I said, those are not mine. Then I looked at myself. I'm like, wow, they've become so big. This is also from the very same thing, climbing up and down. And I know so because I shared this last week. Somebody came to our shop. It's actually a family member had a bike that we were supposed to fix, and I rode it and I told the guy, hey, this bike has got noise. Can you fix it? So he checked it. It had noise. He said, it's fixed. He went out riding. He said, no noise. When I went out, I told him, bro, there's noise on this. So my tech took it out. He said, there's no noise. So I took my iPhone and I put it in the bottle cage. I put a zip tie and went riding and recorded the noise. I came back and I told him, here, there's the noise. So he was like, wow. Anyway, he found out what to do to fix it. But that told me that this guy is a mountain biker for years and he competes. And now my legs are stronger than his because it takes a lot of power to crank in order for you to hear that noise sometime. So I had more power in my legs, also my weight, to make that noise, where he should have been able to just do it with his leg because he's actually a racer. All right. So that's another thing that told me that I am losing weight. Here's another thing. I go to the mirror every morning and I do this, right? So I actually have these wrinkles or stretch marks, whatever you want to call them, dehydration. And so now when I go and look, I find that there is less of that. It's probably reduced by 70%. So everything that I've been doing is working out. Now, let's go and talk about the results. I'm just doing a straight video, so I can't really show you everything. But when 2 years ago, I had checked myself, right? And when I checked, I was having so much pains, and they told me that the only problem I had was I had very high uric acid. It was like 10.5 or something. And because of high uric acid, I was having all these pains. And I also was borderline diabetic. So I just threw the borderline diabetics off, but I was concentrating on the pain. So I changed my diet and then I pretended I was diabetic. So for 2 years, I've been eating like a diabetes. But from time to time, I would eat rice, I would eat bread, but it was nothing I concentrated on. It's just a little bit. Rice, I cut out. I just eat rice on weekends, right? Unless we've had a wedding and something and I ate rice for 3 days, but I don't normally eat it. I cut out seafood, I cut out meats, everything. So I should not have cholesterol, not, and they didn't find anything 2 years ago. I should my uric acid should be lowering, right? All these things. So now I go to the doctor and I check, and I'm sitting with the doctor. He's about to tell me my results, but before he tells me my results, I'm going to reveal a secret. You know, the secretary had already emailed me my blood work results. Sorry, she sent it through WhatsApp. So I went to Google, like any of you would do. Please don't do what I did because you'd put yourself in stress. So I start reading and I see all these numbers. Your cholesterol is very high. Your liver is having issues. Your kidney is like this. And I'm looking at these things. I'm going crazy, right? I can't wait to see the doctor so he can explain all these things because it doesn't make sense to me. So I go to the doctor and he says, first he looks at the chart and he goes, where, my heart beats and everything is. He says, your heart is very strong. He just puts it aside. I'm like, yes. Okay, one thing is good. So then he goes down, starts, he looks at the tests and he goes, in your blood, he goes, your cholesterol is sort of high. It's actually on borderline high. It hasn't hit too high, but it's enough to be a concern. So I looked at him, I said, doctor, how do I have high cholesterol when I don't eat fat, I don't eat fried foods, I don't I stop eating meat, I stop doing all these things. How do I have high cholesterol? I only eat fish. So he said, that's your problem. That's your problem because you eat seafood. You love seafood? I said, doctor, who doesn't? You know, when I see food, I eat. And he's like, that's your problem. I said, no, 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 you didn't get it. I love seafood means when I see food, it doesn't matter whether it's from earth or from heaven. If it's food, I'm gonna eat it. That's what I love. But I'll have you know this: I've only been eating whitefish. I haven't even eaten tuna. So he looked at me. He said, "Then you must get it from your genetics." I said, "Well, my father's side, my mother's side, nobody has passed away from heart attack, which would be the results of cholesterol, right?" So he goes, then if you don't know, your liver also can produce bad cholesterol. So I looked at him. I said, your liver, isn't it supposed to like help you? I haven't put anything. So you're telling me I'm not eating. I could be eating all these meats with fat that I enjoy. I could be eating all this seafood that I love. And I have not eaten that. And I've not got cholesterol from that. But I got it from my own liver. He said, yes. So I was like, oh, God. Anyway, I sort of didn't believe him, but I said, he's a doctor. I'll go home and go to Google again. So I said, so what else do you see there? So he goes down and he says, he doesn't even talk about my uric thing, you know. Then he goes down and I said, what about my liver? He said, your liver is pretty good. Everything looks normal. There's nothing wrong with it. Your heart is good. Your liver is good. I'm like, okay, what else do you see? He goes, diabetics. Are you diabetic? I said, no. I've been borderline diabetic for 30 years. He says, I'm concerned about that. I said, you don't have to be. Because if I could be diabetic, I would be in US where I was eating burgers and pizzas and everything I could put my hands on. And I was drinking so much juice, I could have been bad then. But from last year to this year, all these things have been out. He said, okay, then I need you to prick yourself and check your blood once a day, randomly at any part of the day. It could be when you wake up, before you go to sleep, after lunch, before lunch, any time of the day, every day one time, and record it. I said, I'll do that. I'm okay with that. I'm not really worried. So he said, then what about, he said, vitamin D. I said, last time when I came, you guys told me to take supplements, and I did for a few days. He said, it's serious. You have to take. I said, really? He said, right now, you're so low on vitamin D. If you bathe in the sun every day for the next 3 weeks, you cannot put back anything. You need supplement to bring you to normal. And then after that, you need to go back and start doing things that put vitamin D in your body. So I said, okay, what will vitamin D do for me? He said, well, part of the thing is you need energy. And so lack of vitamin D takes energy and you don't have some. So I said, I'm fine. And he gave me this thing, prescription. It's some 50,000 something. I said, 50, you give me $50,000, I'm okay. But 50,000, anything else, I don't want. So I looked at it and it says, you only have to take one pill a month, one pill a month for 6 months. So I said, wow, how long does it take? I go and look. It says this one carries in your body. It's like through fat something and it doesn't dissolve in water. So it takes time. It'll take at least 3 days for it to kick in. Watch out. I've been climbing those steps 18 to 20 times. Now I'll be climbing them 30 times after 3 days. So that's exciting. That's very exciting. Um, so that's about it. So my message that I wanted to send to everybody is please, whether you're 30, 40, 50, 60, as long as you're living in this planet and you have family and you have friends, there'll be situations where you'll find yourself handling a lot of things and you might not think that you're building stress, but you're building stress. I'm going to tell you how I think I got my cholesterol. All right. So I came home after the doctor told me that you had cholesterol through your liver. So I started reading to see why would the liver give me cholesterol. So this is what it says: if you have anxiety or you have a lot of stress, you could get cholesterol. And I'm thinking, I don't even know either of these things. What is anxiety and what is stress? I'm actually an easygoing guy. I laugh a lot. I joke a lot. You could see from my talk there with the doctor that I'm always looking for things to humor. Okay. So where did I get this thing? backtrack. 2 years ago, when I did my test, when everything was fine except uric acid, um, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. And so I was with her day in, day out. Anytime she needed me, I would take her anywhere she wants me. I would stay with her at the hospital, I would sleep by her bedside. The beds in hospital are not good. And I did not make a big deal of it because the way I thought is that this is my mother, she's my priority, and I love her, and I'll do anything to be with my mom. So I never took it as a punishment. I just thought it's a temporary thing, so I didn't actually thought that would get in me. But it's your body. Okay, mentally it's not there, but it's my body that's taking it. My body is saying you're stressed out, you're not sleeping properly, because when you're in the hospital, you don't sleep. You know that, right? The nurses just come, madam, it's time for medicine, and you just like close your eyes. This madam just closed her eyes. They left 30 minutes ago, and they're back. So you don't sleep, but I can sleep. So I never thought that that was hurting me. All right. And the good news about all this is that when I was, if you are from third world countries, one of the things you don't do is that you do not enter your mom's room unless your mom tells you that you need to go in and get something, or she says, come in. So now, when my mom was sick, she would call me and she'd say, can you come to my room? And I would be like, yes, mom. And then I was sleeping with her. I had my bed here and she had her bed here because she started taking chemotherapy. And so I would, watch out for her, just that she's not wobbling and all that. So anytime she moved, my eyes would be open. So I'm a light sleeper. And so I didn't think that affected me. But because I was actually not 100% asleep, my body was taking that as stress and building cholesterol inside. Okay, I'm not eating anything that's bad. I'm not drinking anything. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. But yet I'm building cholesterol, right? And here's a good thing again. So my mom says, "Can you massage my feet?" And it's been a dream for me, for my mom to let me massage her feet and kiss her feet. All right. I don't know if you come from our part of the world. Your mom's feet is your heaven. Okay, you do anything to get to where you are at the lowest part. You just can touch her feet, you can massage her feet, you can kiss her feet. And I was so happy anytime she would say massages. Mom, can I do it now? No, I'm fine now. Tomorrow, I don't feel anything, everything is okay. Please. Okay. So I would massage her leg. She never let me do this before she got sick. So why would I not want to be around her? I was so excited because this puts me at an elevated status. Okay. And I was very excited about that. So this apparently was building cholesterol. And then my wife gets sick. My wife gets sick after my mother passed away. We handled the documents, everything is over. My wife sends my son to US. She says, you go with your grandma. I'll stay with my husband for a couple of months. But those 2 months, she actually gets sick. So we go out together. And again, she says, my wife says, can you massage my feet? She's in bed. I'm like, absolutely, I can massage your feet. What else do you want me to do? Can you make me my breakfast? I love her. Why not? So I would say, yes. Do you want me to change anything? You want me to add anything? So I was doing all those things and I was excited about doing it. But it was hurting me, right? And I didn't know that. I don't feel anything. Okay, whatever is inside, it must not be that bad. So I don't feel anything, and I'm happy to have done everything that I've done. But this video, what I'm trying to say here is that you, if you know somebody that's under stress, meaning they're handling a lot of stuff, then you need to tell them to check with the doctor. If you might even share this video with them to tell them, go to 10 or 15 minutes of this video and start watching from there. Okay. If you yourself are there, you might want to save this video and come from 10 or 15 minutes whenever I start talking about cholesterol and just watch. All right. So my liver, I'm going to give credit. I've been, the light is going down now and I can see granules on my shirt. So I'm going to quit quickly. I've been religiously taking in the morning tea that I make with ginger. I slice ginger very thinly, garlic, I slice garlic very thinly, and I boil it, and then I keep it. Once it starts cooling, I add lemon and honey. That's my morning time. And at night before sleeping, I do the same thing, but instead of putting lemon, I put a cinnamon in there. So the cinnamon has helped me sleep very well at night. I used to think it's normal to wake once or twice to go to the bathroom. Now I don't wake up once or twice to go to the bathroom. I have very good sleep. So my liver is very good. I think it's because of this. And I drink a lot of water, so my kidney is good for that. All right. So I want to tell you that these are what I'm doing. But before you do anything, just like me, go and read and see if any of this will interact with your medication. Now, I've never been on medication, so I don't have to worry about this. I'm not on medications. I've been on medication when I had some infection, ear infection, or something like that, But I'm not on constant medication. So if you are, make sure you check. If you're taking medication, make sure you check before you take all this garlic, curcumin, and all this stuff, because some of them will interact with your medication. All right. And that's about it. Oh, yeah, yeah. The last thing, the doctor never mentioned anything about uric acid. So we go down and look at the uric acid on the chart. Guess what? It's now gone. I don't have it's in the lower side, which means that now I can eat meat. I can eat all these things that I was not able to eat. But this is until my cholesterol goes down. All right. With that said, thank you for joining, and do share the video if you think it'll help somebody. If one person is saved because of this video, it's worth every single time that I tried to make it that it broke, that I'm making this the last time. Okay. Wait, before I finish. So my BMI, my body mass index, 2 years ago, I was 94 kilos. I was 94 kilos, and I'm 171, and I was 52 years old then. And so my BMI was about 32 or 34, something like that. When I started the Fit with Stairs 4 days later, I was 88 kilos. My BMI was 30 point something, right? So when I went to the doctor and I talked to him, I told him my weight is about, 87 now, point something. So he says, let's say it's 88. It's 31.2. He told me, this is your BMI. When you come back next time, I need it to be below this. I said, yes, sir. So I came home, and yesterday morning I checked. Guess what? My weight is now 85.6. So when it was 94, I was in obese. When it was 88, I was in obese side. Now I am in overweight. I'm overweight now. I'm excited to be overweight because you know what? 10 kilos later, I'll be in my desired weight. But I don't want to lose 10 kilos. If I lose 8 kilos, I'll be more than happy. I don't want to lose 10 kilos. I don't want to look like somebody who hasn't eaten for months. I want to look like I can afford to eat. All right. Thank you for joining, and see you around in Fit with Stairs.